Mic check, making sure that we're not muted. What is up, everyone? It's been a beautiful weekend out here in Toronto. A little bit of rain here and there, but not too bad, and it's been a wonderful Monday. There's a sun out, hopefully the same anywhere that you are currently watching me from, and had a wonderful trading day along with it. This weekend was packed with lots of events for me. I had my niece's birthday. I had Greg's last day in Toronto as a manager, as a trader in Toronto. We got to give him a nice little send-off. You saw the picture on Twitter if you're following me on Twitter. A good group of people. We got to hang out with Luga again. We got to hang out with Spencer, Ian. Put the band back together for one last sad reason, sadly, because we had to send off a homie. He is now moving on to, I guess, maybe he'll trade from Montreal, but he's no longer going to be the manager of the floor. And you guys know I already don't work at the floor, so it was a good little send-off party for both of us, I guess. Got to finally say goodbye to most of my friends over there, as I didn't get to say goodbye the last time. Just got completely severed connections over there due to what happened. But no, it was good. It was good to see all the friends, good to see all the family over there, basically the second family. Enjoyed a little bit of the weekend. Waiting for the update on my trading account, still waiting to see how that one goes out. I believe everything's good to go on that trading account. I think we're still going to start on September 1st, but things can change, so we'll have to keep on waiting for that positive news, hopefully. So pray for me if you are watching this video. Pray for me that all things do end up going positive in our direction. And I saw the photo. I like Luca. Yeah, Luca was there. We had some fun with that one. NBA, says Dan Duval. That's right, because we got the Harden jersey on, the NBA jersey on today. I'll be honest, I was being a little lazy. I just wore the first thing that I found in my bin of clothes. Guys, it's a little bit of a vacation time for me, right? I'm kind of living in vacation here. Don't really have much to do. I'm trading options here and there, but I'm enjoying my time off, enjoying my vacation, but still going live for you guys, right? Still going live, making sure that we're able to stay in the rhythm, stay in the loop, stay in the whole cycle that we were in. That way we don't, start forgetting things. So still staying in the loop, still looking at the market every day, in the morning, in the evening, going live, looking at levels for us to trade off of. So speaking about that, why don't we dive in? I think I've stalled quite a bit enough of the way over here. I'm honestly stalling for our good friend Zoom to come out with the earnings report. It'll be at 4:05. So just waiting for this earnings report to come out right now. A little bit of a pop already coming in for Zoom. Also need to quickly log into my account over here. That's how many characters I have in my password. Now you know exactly how many characters I have based on how many bops I just gave you over there. But if we come back to Zoom on options AI, you can see that they are probably expecting, I want to say, like 9 to 11%, 8.8%. So 8.8% expected move coming in. They're looking for a high of 73.20 or a low of $61 over here for ZM. In about 2 minutes or so, the numbers will come out. So we'll see what happens for our friend Zoom. We all know how bearish I can be about Zoom. I have been bearish ever since the stock was in the ridiculous price ranges. Doesn't make sense for a company so easily replaceable, in those high prices. Obviously COVID and everything was a big play for companies like Peloton and Zoom to go into ridiculous price ranges. But Zoom now in a little bit of a lower price ranges where it's more acceptable. Now I don't know if I'm really expecting it to be that big of a short, but I'm not using Zoom for hosting conference calls or meetings. When I want to host meetings, everything's going through Google Meets. I've had multiple meetings with multiple companies already, and all of them were Google Meets. So I'll be surprised to see how many people still use Zoom out there, how their active numbers are coming out in the next minute or so. We're still waiting for those numbers to come out. In the meantime, why don't we take a second over here to pull up the charts for Zoom. on Trade Ideas, our trusty friend Trade Ideas, amazing tool, amazing software over here to always have at our leisure, and maybe leisure is not the right word, at our use. You go to the aftermarket tool over here, and then we run these tools for us. That way we see what stocks are actually really moving to a direction in the after hours. Did I just say going down? Now post market. Okay, we are in the after hours one right now, and we'll let this one play out a little bit. In that meantime, we're coming back to Zoom today. Sadly, not too many stocks coming out with earnings, so it's going to be a little bit of a boring segment on that one. But if you do look at things that are coming out with earnings report tomorrow, we got BIDU, Macy's, Lowe's, DKS, BJ, so a bunch of stocks over there in the pre-market that are coming out with earnings reports, so we can take a look at those stocks. I also have a good list of other stocks that we can take a look at that really moved around today. Bitcoin, down big, sadly, right back to that 26k area. PanW insanely up on the day. Nvidia saving the market every single day. Nvidia's earnings coming up very soon, Wednesday after hours, along with Snowflake. So good little movers over here in the after hours for us to be part of. But at the moment, sadly, nothing really besides Zoom for the after hours session for us today. Looks like Zoom numbers are out, and we are now up 5-6% on the day. A high of 74 came in for ZM, but the immediate move right back down right now below 70. No, we didn't really get back below 70. Okay, congratulations. Bidders are still fighting to fight for the longs over here above 70. That's kind of what you want to see. Now the question is though, do we get back above the 72 and make that run for the 74 again? Did they ping 74 exactly? That's pretty surprising to see if that happened. But 73.20 is what they were expecting to be the high of the move or the meat of the move overall. Not too much more than 73.20, about an 8% bump. The stock already made that bump much higher than that, went up to $74 and is now hanging out somewhere between $73 and $70. So we'll just have to let this one play out a little bit more, see where this one resides to. Where did my chat go? There you go. My chat kind of disappeared. So just want to have the chat open in case you guys are calling out any stocks or any positions for us to be interested in the after hours session over here. In the meantime, why don't we start go look at some of these trades that happened today, while we let while we let Zoom move around and the numbers to actually come out. Let's go take a look at Tesla. Monster move on the day on Tesla. Still inside of a box over here that we're interested to see what happens. We were previously talking about a possible move down to $200, if you guys remember. Why? It was the anchored VWAP coming in from the 52-week low. So 52-week low anchored VWAP shows you that possible buying could come in around $2, or sorry, not $2, $200. But at the moment, we are getting a nice little bounce before that at 215, 214 areas, right around this peak where the previous supply has opened up multiple times. And then over here, a demand showed up before the breakdown, but after the demand, showing up that we can't fight for the pressure, the selling pressure is too much, the supply kind of opened up in this range. So very good to see that later on. Obviously, we were able to burst through that range, go all the way up into almost 300. Sadly, not breaking that 300, and then just pulling all the way back to 215 over here. We're still waiting to see what happens in front of this 200 to 215 area. Today's move, I guess, a pretty monster indication as to what bulls or buyers think about this position. They're willing to buy it at 200. Clearly, if the stock can make a run from 100 to 200 in such a short span of time, I could see the buyers willing to fight for higher prices. And anchored VWAP at the moment expecting buying to come in around 200. All things considered, maybe it's time to think about the other factors over here on Tesla instead of just technicals. You're seeing a lot more pictures come out about the Cybertruck delivery, so that's a big plus point in their book. They have a lot of trucks being made and a lot of other things in the pipeline. Sadly, all those things in the pipeline does put the Roadster really far back now. It's going to have to be delayed until Elon feels like it, I guess, which is a sad part because we did want to see what happened with the Roadster. But Tesla over here on a monster drive to the north side today, 7.3%, along with another big tech stocks. Look at Nvidia, 8.4% move on Nvidia. I mean, that is just ridiculous. I think the music's a little loud, so I'm just gonna turn it down a little bit because I can hear it through my headphones. So that's pretty loud. But Nvidia over here, man, what an insane move today on Nvidia, breaking multiple levels. I mean, we started off at $442, closed at $470. I have no words. I'm pretty sure no one does, right? No one does. Pretty close to resistance over here, and all-time high at the moment on Nvidia, trying to put out some sort of a trend line. Clearly we broke that trend line not too long ago. Actually want to break that trend line, try to maybe repaint this one a little bit, something like that. So looking at this trend line over here, now I'm interested in seeing how this sector plays out. I think we can easily get back below the trend line. I'm not saying that trend line will show you some buying coming in on the lower end of that trend line, or yeah, on the upper range of the trend line, because the trend line's drawn based off of this area over here. But yeah, looking to see what happens if there is any buying coming in or selling coming in off that trend line. Clearly it did not matter today because we just burst right through it, almost went up to the all-time highs. Recently the stock you know, was getting possibly scared and ready to go all the way back into these ranges. I know a lot of bulls were worried about that. But beautiful hold of the 50 period EMA on the daily chart over here. I will also love to take a quick second over here on Nvidia and throw in a nice anchored VWAP over here from the earnings day. Oh yeah, earnings is coming up. So why don't we do it off of this big gap day over here? So look at that. Yeah, this big gap that the stock made, monster gap, creating a new all-time high. Now we're basically respecting anchored VWAP around those prices, and that's what you want to see. Whatever caused the momentum shift and the ideology shift for this position, for the stock to dislocate from previous prices and go to this new price ranges, you want to technically see if any big hedge fund or big one of those big hedge funds and investment firms who caused this initial move, if they were to continue buying the stock, you would want to see them buying around the anchored VWAP or around VWAP in general. And the fact that you're seeing that nice little bounce come in off that area gives you another plus point in your book over here. Nvidia is just monstrous at the moment. I mean, it's basically going for another all-time high run before its earnings day, so it could very easily do that too. Watch out, because if these earnings come out banger, another all-time high. That's right, another one, another one, another one. So you just got to be very careful with what happens over here with the Nvidia obviously very monster tendencies coming into this position before going into earnings, and we have seen the stock do this multiple times before earnings day just absolutely starts taking off to the north side. Ooh, look at this one. Blind Jedi showing us a new car. Blind, are you in the chat? Probably not in the chat. But he's showing us a new car, his brand new Subaru WRX. Congratulations, man. Yeah, I'll message him in a second. Very happy with for my boy over there, Blind Jedi. Anyone who's on our Discord chats or in our YouTube chats over here that knows Blind Jedi, give the man put ones in the chat for Blind Jedi. Put ones in the chat for Blind Jedi. Hopefully he sees them. Let's come back to Nvidia over here, because Nvidia solo carrying the whole market to the upside. Oops. Nvidia solo carrying the market to the upside and also taking the rest of the chip sector with it. And this partner in crime, AMD, which is what we want to see. AMD still above our average price of $96. Thankfully, it's still holding off and not going below $100. It did look a little scary. On Friday, we almost broke 100 over there. I think the low was around 102, 101.80 or something. But, you know, eventually moving back up today. Now this area that we've been looking at for previously for, you know, buyers to come in, and they did. Do they come back in and we move back in the higher end of these ranges above 108, above 110? That's what I want to see on AMD. Right now we are below 108, we are below 110, but nice little green day on the AMD and chip sector in general. Intel also a nice update. You can just wrap it up, I guess, by looking at SOXX, almost 3% update on SOXX, which is most of it is just Nvidia. I think Micron helped a little bit too. Oh no, Micron did not help today, but Micron did have a pretty monster day a couple days ago. I think it was this day right here. Monster bounce from that 64. Micron's back under 64 right now, and if tomorrow, if Micron's going back through 64 to the north side, you want to look for that long. I'm just going to say that out right now. Don't miss out on the long on Micron getting back above 64 tomorrow. Watch out for that. Blind Jedi is in the chat. Shout out to Blind Jedi once again. Very, very happy for you, my boy. Very happy for you. PayPal. PayPal finally making that bounce back into the previous 52-week range. Now you have a predefined risk to reward play on PayPal, right? A new CEO is coming in. Kramer said that he's done holding this position and wanting to buy more and more. That created a little bit of a sell-off and a new 52-week low. New 52-week low coming in at $57.29. Previous 52-week low at $59, let's say, because it was $58.95. So you got an amazing defined risk to reward trade here for an intraday long, for a swing long, whatever it is that you're looking for. If the stock is in the lower end of these ranges now, look, you can get in that long and give it that risk of 57 to the downside. And if 57 breaks, you just walk away from that trade, right? Clearly the stock wants to die. And now if 57 doesn't break, you have a beautiful risk to reward play all the way up to north side, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. In the future, who knows? Maybe I go back to break even at 119. Right, so PayPal over here giving you a nice little reason to look into this position at the moment. PYPL, look at that bad boy. Oof, Palantir underperformance. Pratt, I know your long 15 was thinking we could have tested that today. Didn't we get under that? I think we're at 14 something right at this point. Yeah, we're at 14 something. Where did my line go on Palantir? What? My line disappeared. I think I am long for 15 something. Should be long 15 something. Let's see. I'm logging into my account over here. I probably got rid of the line while trying to put some new lines on the chart because I was getting tired of having, you know, a cluster of just lines everywhere. My average price is 15.27 on Palantir, which is, you know, it's fine. Look at this double bottom coming in at 1350 area. If that 1350 area can hold, I'll be happy with it. We actually got there not too long ago. What day was this? We got there on the Friday of August. Yeah, Friday. Last week, Friday, we got there. Didn't even know about it. I was too busy getting drunk. And going and visiting the new prop firm office that I might be working in from September. So still waiting for that news update over there. But yeah, coming back to Palantir, did not see that it went to 13. Today we're at 1450. Good little bounce off this double bottom in my opinion. And 100 period EMA also coming in as a clutch save. They did miss out on earnings, so I'm not really expecting the stock to keep climbing back to you know, $30 or whatever, right? So they did miss out on earnings overall. I'm still bullish on this position on the long term, so nothing's gonna stop me into being bullish on this position. As a day trade, I think you can look for that double bottom bounce coming in again. As a swing trade, same idea also. And if that 16 breakout comes in for another run through 16 to 17, then we can look for that trade over there too. But I talked about how you know, we were looking at this 50 period EMA on the daily, show us rejection constantly on Palantir. here. The stock's not able to really close any single day above the 50-period EMA on the daily chart here. So based on that one reason alone, we were getting ready for this down move anyways. But like I was saying, I'm overall happy with the double bottom and the 100-period EMA getting bought out at the moment on this bad boy. If this double bottom breaks, then sadly we got more down moves coming in on Palantir, which I'll just have to bag hold again. I had bag held it before all the way down to $5. Why can't I do it again, right? So looking forward for that ride. Let's go back to Zoom, because Zoom was moving monstrously to the upside. It was up like 7-8%, still is holding up in front of 70, but we cannot get back above 73 at the moment. 74 is still the high day on Zoom. If we can get some numbers on this bad boy, I'm still waiting on Benzinga Pro to hook me up with their account. They're hooking me up with the account and an affiliate partnership on that one. So then we can look at the numbers, and we can look at other important news articles on the minute by minute scale or second by second scale when it comes out. So shout out to Benzinga for that. But for now, until that account gets created, we have to kind of rely on these guys over here. Zoom guides full year. Okay, that's the estimate. Okay, so big B on EPS guidance, but not that much of a B on the guiding of revenue for the next quarter, full year quarter, whatever you want to say. Zoom, I want to see these numbers, current numbers, please. Where are the numbers for this quarter that you were supposed to report for? Second quarter, approximately up 6.9% on customer base. Surprised, okay. Online average churn of 3.2%, 40 basis points from same quarter last year, down 40 basis points on what is this? Online average monthly churn. Don't know what that number is even telling me. Q3 EPS revenue. What's the analyst? Oh, there you go, analyst. So they did beat on the current numbers, beat on revenue and on EPS. Oh, no, that's the guidance. That's the guidance. We saw that already coming. I'm looking for the numbers. Oh, these are the numbers. There you go. But they don't tell you what the estimates are. 1.14 estimate, and they came in with 1.11. Pretty much 1.11, 1.14. Okay, beat on that part. And 59 cent, no, that's the one we're looking for. 1.34 compared to 1.05. So beat on both of those numbers, and giving a proper full year guidance update and a full year full quarter update on their thing too. Looks like they beat on the what was the number I was talking about, by 6.9%. Yeah, the customer base is actually going up, which is something that I'm surprised about. You know, I was talking about how a lot more people that I see are using more companies and software such as Google instead of get this fly out here, instead of Zoom and so on. So I'm pretty surprised to see a 6% raise in customer base over here. Nice little hold of 70 so far in the after hours. This fly is pissing me off. Nice little hold of $70 over here in the after hours. Let's see if they can continue holding that 70, give us that trade for tomorrow above 70. We're looking for that move towards $72, $75 on Zoom, and blast off, right? $60 is the 52-week low, and with the move today that came in, I think the stock could have a little bit more squeeze into the north side. Let's also quickly go check what the flow checker is. I don't think Zoom is a highly highly shorted stock anymore, but let's see if it is. ZM. I mean, it's a pretty decent short float stock. It used to be a higher short float, obviously. Now it's only a 6 to 7% short float. I think the last earnings report, if I remember correctly, the CEO came out and said, you know, they are planning to come out with more products or something in order to create a whole suit, if I remember correctly. So a 5% move right now, total of 8-9% move in the after hours, and the plan is to see if they hold above 70. Fun fact, Hawaii Electric fell over 50% last week. Tesla fell 6 straight days. Yeah, the HE did get smoked. I mean, can't really. What do you expect, right? The island's on fire. They're losing probably tons of resources on there that helps them create electricity somehow. Don't really know what I'm talking about here, but you know, it's not good news at the end of the day. Big volume spikes too. The stock was barely traded, and now lots of volume coming in on the intraday. Is HE a buy? I think so. I mean, I was looking at the chart a couple weeks ago, or was it last week, if I remember correctly, how we're all the way back to like 2008 levels, right? But the question is it a buy? Is you know, how much of their property where they produce energy in a problem, right? Can most of their land be reused and repurposed after the forest fires and after everything that crazy happened? How much of it can they still produce the same amount of energy or whatever it is that they used to produce? So a lot of questions over here for HE in order to just think like, hey, is it a buy? But if you're looking at this long-term chart, we're at 2008, 2009 lows. In my opinion, that looks like a buy to me, right? They might get some sort of a bailout, which obviously I think they deserve it. We also looked at Allstate and a bunch of other companies that had a monster day recently. Whereas if we go to the daily chart, they had a pretty monster day recently. All these not random, I guess, but all these insurance companies and so on. Even today, Sentinel One, isn't this a insurance company of some sort? It's not. Okay, never mind. I thought this one was. But this company had a pretty good day today, up 16%. But Allstate and all these other companies, you know, had a monster day. And the catalyst was, you know, the Hawaii natural disaster is going to cost insurance companies around $3 billion some odd dollars, and homeowners across the country are going to pay for that through like an increase in premiums and so on, which obviously how these insurance companies make their money back. So monster move over here in Allstate. There's trades all across the board. You just have to look for it. For HE, obviously, I think we need to do a little bit more research, but just purely off of technicals, you know, I like the trade. I like the trade, and I want them to succeed. I want them to come back victorious, because obviously it's a sad story of whatever is happening. So prayers to all my viewers in Hawaii, if anyone's watching from there. You know, stay safe, and prayers to anyone's families and friends affected over there. You know, to anyone actually affected in general. Prayers to everything that's happening in Hawaii. I think Tesla headed towards 250 or 299. That's a solid range. That's a solid range. I mean, it's currently, we were looking for that bounce off of 200 on Tesla. We didn't see the 200 coming into play yet. We are watching the bounce come in front of 214, 215 area and moving back to 230s. We'll see if 250, 290, 300 actually comes back into play for Tesla or not. That's just only time can tell us. Father time, mother time, whatever gender time is, only time can tell us that play. Let's go take a look at a couple other stocks over here that moved today. I have PanW. Hello. I have PanW on my watch list, as PanW makes a monster bump right back into the all-time high ranges. Not sure what the catalyst was, I'll be honest, but it just popped up on my radar. Let's go take a look at if we can find the news for it. Palo Alto Network outlook tops views with the 100 billion market cap seen within 12 months. So what is this, a Morgan Stanley upgrade? Such as Microsoft, Oracle, blah 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 on the price earnings growth ratio according to the note. Okay, okay, I like that. I like the news of that one. Let's go check out Finviz and see what their price to earning ratio is then. What is their PE? 300. What is Microsoft's PE? 333. Yeah, so if you're telling me that their earnings should reflect their PE and everything, then shouldn't that mean it should drop down a lot more? Like, what is Nvidia's PE? Should be ridiculously high. 244. See? So Pan W sitting at 378. And if you're saying that it should reflect Microsoft, you're telling me Pan W's got a lot of weight to the downside. But overall, what they're saying is Pan W is you know, a good company. They're doing good stuff overall, and they're coming out with a nice little boost to the upside over here. They're, I guess, upgrading the stocks and trying to create some liquidity for them to exit on. That is something that I've seen happen quite a bit on you know, on these upgrades and these downgrades. So look out for this stock at the moment. We could see a pullback to somewhere up down to $230 for buyers to come back and test that buying action. The 50-period EMA is above the 100-period EMA, also something that you want to see, showing you that the you know, the crossover has happened and the trend is to the upside for the most part at the moment. And if the stock does go back down, buyers are willing to step back in. For a second over here, though, it looks like the 100-period EMA was showing some rejection, and we were going to possibly cross over. But this move over here that we're seeing could give you the continuation of this trend to the north side, as Pan W is looking to pop right back up. Did they also have earnings today? They had earnings Friday. That's another catalyst over there. It's not just the upgrade downgrade, but they had an earnings catalyst on Friday, which gave them the first initial bump up and another initial bump up today off of the piggyback ride off Morgan Stanley. So shout out to Pan W, everybody. I guess you gotta watch this one tomorrow, because if you see the 250 breakout incoming, you'll feel stupid to ignore the stock making that run towards all-time high. So watch out for this 240, 245, 250 area. You can even look for that 240 breakout short for a run downside to 230, right? So Pan W, I think, has to be something on watch, in my opinion. Also, let's go take a quick look at Pan W on our friend Trade Ideas. Use code PRAD15 to get 15% off on Trade Ideas, and it supports your boy Praddy Daddy anytime you do use that code. I mean, putting the anchored view up over here doesn't really do anything for us. So let's go to the daily chart. Go to the daily chart, Prad. There we go. Go to the daily chart, and let's just put it at the 52-week low. The 52-week low shows you, you know, buying came in again, buying came in over here again. Today just happened to be the earnings day, and that's exactly what you want to see too. You know, buying was hesitant. They waited for the earnings move, and then they kicked back in again with the earnings catalyst. So good little anchored VWAP being held from the 52-week low over here on Pan W. Let's go to our other scanner that we had set up, the post-market scanner. See what stocks are actually moving around. SOS is apparently moving around. I'm pretty sure that's a what's it called? Limited American Depository Shares. I thought this was... Oh yeah, that just means that it's an ADR, right? Isn't this a cryptocurrency stock, SOS? So SOS apparently pushing the downside in the after hours over here after making a monster run through the intraday. What, the stock went from $4 to $8? Jesus Christ. So monster move over there. TNMD apparently moving around a little bit. MOD popping up in the after hours. What's going on with MOD? Modified manufacturing, maybe an earnings play over here. August 2nd pre-market, not sure if it's an earnings play or not, but MOD going up. Is Bitcoin recovering? Yeah, I'm not sure about that one, man, but SOS should be a Bitcoin play if I remember correctly. Yeah, blockchain, artificial intelligence. Okay, yeah. So put in any of those buzzwords, names, buzzword items just being thrown in there to kind of make this big melting pot of a trade over here on SOS. So watch out for SOS. Monster move today, obviously. Was the volume insane? Average volume, 10-day volume is 388,000. Today's volume 5.6 million. So monster elevation on volume side overall. Taking the stock to previous levels, which we have seen the stock play in around this 850, 950 area. If you see another breakout of the 950 coming in tomorrow, don't be shocked with it, because the stock is obviously on some sort of crusade at the moment to the north side. So just taking out levels, running up to the north side is SOS. We've seen the stock come into play multiple times before during the short squeeze days, so maybe another one of those plays at the moment being offered on a Bitcoin favorite. But according to what we saw, 231% short flow. Are you kidding me? Come on, TD Ameritrade, at least give us some real numbers. So a monster high short flow possibility on this position. But if you go look at Bitcoin currently hanging out at 26,000. Sadly, we did give up all of the ghost, all the ghost, whatever you're giving up, all of it was given up and dropped right back to the south side over the weekend over here on Bitcoin. Monster move back down. We did get this breakout right, but now the question is, do we hold this area one more time that we held on BTC and hopefully move back up to the north side? What was it? People were saying, people being, I think Kathy Wood and I think it was the ARK investment people mostly that I'm quoting at the moment. They were talking about how they expect Bitcoin to go back to 180,000 by 2024 or something like that. So if that's what they're expecting and if it does come out to play, it would be great. But overall, at the moment, the answer is to the downside. Hence, you're watching Coinbase, Mara, BTBT all move right back to the downside today. Coinbase actually had a good day, okay. But Mara, BTBT, I can't type, BTBT, all kind of sold off today. Even Riot, RIOT, SOS apparently though, not sure what the hell is going on in this position. Watch out for this move, possibly up to $10.50. Bitcoin recovery though, I would love that to happen. Not happening at the moment. Let's talk about Apple for a possible recovery. So recently we saw a study on Apple that this week over here, on 100% probability, ends green on Apple, according to a test for the last 10 years on the stock. Well, it did not end green. Apple still ended red on this week, but here's a brand new week. We started this week off on a green note. We started this week. Oh, wow. I pinged that high of day today. High of day, 176.13, 176.15 was the line which we had. So nailed the high of day. Where does the high of day line come from? Right here. So what day is that? The high of August 20, pretty much last year's high. Exactly this time last year's high. Couple days forward, I guess, because it was August 21, and there we go, it's August 19th high, 17th high. So pretty much this day's high from August last year level coming right back into play on our friend Apple, giving us some fun trades off of those areas. Let's see if Apple can peekaboo right back through 175, get back above 176, and then we make that move back to 180 or so. I mean, this is Apple we're talking about. One little miss on a earnings quarter over here doesn't really scare us too much. I'm also excited to see what happens with that Apple Vision Pro headset. How many people end up buying it? $3,000 headset. Are people going to buy it? Are people going to be putting it to full use as people were, expecting them to earlier on. And I would love to see people trading with that headset on. Just slap on that headset and you're like just moving your hands in the air and just punching positions. That'd be pretty cool. I would love to see if any of you what was it, MacBook users, I think it's you can just capture a Mac screen, right? So imagine you have trade ideas or Thinkorswim open on your screen. You just capture it with your headset and you start trading it in the air with your hands and stuff. So that would be pretty cool over there. I'm excited to see what happens. Maybe that'll be the reason for me to actually start buying more Apple products, because I don't really have any Apple products. I'm excited to see what happens. Let's go back to my watch list, see if I can find any stocks over here that I want to find a trade behind. XPEV had earnings recently, Friday, moved up pretty drastically to the north side today, 9%, right back to the high in this range over here, but currently struggling around this range high. If you can notice that resistance coming in near 1660, 1650, looking for that trade on the breakout of that level. That 1650, 1660 breakout could give you a monster move up to $18 on XPEV. A monster move today nevertheless, 9% move today. So I'm looking for a continuation of that trade. But earnings report was a little bit of a hit and miss overall. I think the numbers were, the delivery numbers came out on a beat, if I remember accurately, and based off of technicals, you got monster risk to reward on the setup over here, right? If the stock shows you buyers coming in, the bidders are stepping up, the sellers are running away from the stock best offer price, and they're moving their prices elsewhere, and whoever's sitting on the offer is just getting cleaned out, and buyers are being aggressive with their punches over here. All things showing you strength. Watch for that break of 1660, 1650 area, and look for the trade to possibly give you a breakout of 17 the same way. But if 17 shows you traps, 17 doesn't show you buying coming in, and there's a lot more selling pressure, then you might want to take your profits before that. Or you can even just wait for 17 and take the 17 break for a possible move up to 18 and more. So multiple trade ideas over here to the long side, and the shorts are pretty easy too. If the stock over here in this range around 1650, 1660 up to $17, you start seeing a lot of resistance coming into that position right off the open. Instant short off the breakout of that failed breakout of the area, you run it back to the downside. Eventually I'm going to be able to record my screen and my trades for you guys, where I can show you exactly what a failed breakout long, a failed breakout short, a trap short, or all these fun stuff looks like, and we'll be able to learn and grow from each other every single day. So stay tuned. September 1st, I can't wait to start trading for you guys. Brad, when is Nvidia going to drop, says Sarah? I don't know the answer to that. I don't hold the crystal ball. You can just look for levels and trade off of the levels. I don't know what the future entails. Let's go to the next stock over here that I have on my watch list. I believe we looked at Palantir, we looked at AMD. NIO is yeah, it's in play. It's bringing in a ton of volume. If you look at the volume scanner, it's bringing in 53 million shares, which is more than a lot of other stocks are bringing in at the moment. It's one of the most active stocks. I think this is, most active stocks on the day. But it's not really in play in my opinion. It's stuck in ranges. It's kind of boring, so you can't really worry about when a stock is in the same range once again. But XPEV is giving you those new ranges, getting ready to break out of those ranges and get back once again at these recent prices that we were at. So I'm looking forward to XPEV, see what happens. The drop for Nvidia was 400 a few days ago. Yeah, that's a fair point. I mean, Nvidia did drop down to there. We talked about Nvidia a couple moments ago. If you guys want to rewind to what our opinions about Nvidia was, feel free to do that one. Because we're going to move forward over here with the next stock, which was going to be, did I look at Tesla? I did look at Tesla. So I guess it's time to go for Centennial. Centennial One, I thought this was for some reason an investment firm. An endpoint security software detects modules, threat behavior to block attacks on any computer device. Okay. I didn't know that. Okay, okay. And did they have earnings today? Like, what was the reason for them to pop up? They did today. Their earnings in 10 days, so they did not have earnings. So what was the news catalyst? Exploring options that may include a sale. Ooh, okay, there we go. Jumps on, blah, 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 blah. Raised Palo Alto's price to 270 from 225 while maintaining its buy rating. And they also had earnings on Friday. We talked about Palo Alto not too long ago. But Centennial One, possible talks of sales, and clearly if they're thinking about selling themselves, maybe a company like Norton, maybe Palo Alto comes in and buys them for whatever price that they sell for. You can see the stock immediately bumping up to that price point and trading closer and closer to that range. So that's the only catalyst for this. So I guess we just have to wait patiently for more news to come out. At the moment though, without more news behind the stock, you can look for a short off of this area. Excuse me. You can look for a short off of this area, or you can look for a breakout of this area for a possible run up north. But then you also want to be very careful not getting trapped in, because what if the stock is only getting bought out for $15, right? And you're looking for the breakout of 1730. So you want to be careful when that news drops, and if that news drops that they're getting bought out 15. I'm not saying that they are. I don't know what price they're going to get bought out for. I'm just bringing it down to the 50 and the 100 period EMA prices. Right, so you want to be careful of what if the stock might get bought out for. But at the moment, nice little bump up, a 16-70% bump up coming in on Centennial One over here on that catalyst. I guess we're gonna have to wait for this stock to marinate in that catalyst a little bit more, but without any other stocks on my watch list for the day, I would love to take the second to come back to Zoom to see if Zoom has, held 70 or not. And the answer is going to be not, as we are just now breaking back under 70, sadly, on Zoom. I thought 70 honestly would hold throughout the after hour session, just like that. There we go. Good hold to 70 right now. We are back above 70. We didn't spend too long under 70 in the after hours. That's what I want to see. I want to see 70 buying coming into play, and I want to see rejection of the 74 area still coming into play, giving us a good long trade off of that 70 area tomorrow on Zoom. But at the moment, it looks like the stock, volume kind of weaning off as we are going more and more in the after hour session. All things were positive on the earnings catalyst as long as that we saw. They did beat earnings report. They did beat revenue per share. There we go. We're finally seeing it. They did beat revenue per share. They did beat revenue per share, earnings per share. They did beat revenue for the quarter. They also guided highly for the next quarter, and they guided for the full year in a way better way than people were probably expected. A 6% beat incoming for their active customer base. So clearly more customers going to Zoom now, surprisingly enough, and a monster move coming in for these bad boys tomorrow. I want to look for this trade off of the 70, but I'm gonna have to wait and see, obviously, as the after hour session keeps on marinating for this trade. We might just have to wait to see how the stock trades at the $75 area, which has been previously a level, and looking to possibly take a nice little breakout of 70 or a hold of 70, and then ride it up to the north side tomorrow, even though being a bear on Zoom that I am. Roar. Does a bear roar? No, I'm gonna stop. Let's see the chat. What is the chat looking at? Chat says hello. Chat says, hey Pratt, are you going to trade from a different prop firm or your personal account? Yeah, I'm going to be trading for a different prop floor, but the same Day Trade the World umbrella, at least as far as I know. Unless Day Trade the World for some reason is going to say, nope, we're not going to allow you to trade anymore with Day Trade the World, then I'm going to, open up my own account or open some other prop 4 accounts. There's tons of them out there on the internet, and just trade on my own. They're not going to stop me from trading. So, I did apply for other floor, and the other floor did say yes. And now the question is, are they going to let it happen and let the account be transferred, or is someone somewhere, some snake somewhere, is going to slither around in the grass and stop that process from happening? Because I know someone's trying to do that. I see you. Someone's trying to do that. So if some snake somewhere slithers around in the grass and tries to stop me from being able to trade on the day trade the world umbrella, then it's fine. That's fine. We'll just go somewhere else, and we'll go make our millions somewhere else, right? But hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully that snake can worry about their own goddamn business, and we can worry about our business, right? On that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's 4:50 Eastern Standard Time. I pretty much talked about all the trades I want to talk about, all the levels that I want to look in, all the pretty little lines that I wanted to draw on La Casa, on La Casa, on La Charts. Why am I using the wrong words? La Charts. So, thank you for coming by. I'll keep you guys posted on my trading journey, trading career, and everything that's happening with Trader Prad, obviously. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Feel free to use all of my affiliate marketing sponsors that I have. I will only be pushing software on you guys that I personally use. I've been contacted by other companies who wanted to partner with me in affiliate marketing and trying to get their software out there. And I told them, look, I'll only be taking partnerships from people and software that I actually use. I'm not going to push software onto anything that you guys that I don't personally use just for the money sake over there. Doesn't make sense. So I am partnered with 3 things. I use all 3. TraderSync has over 200 some odd brokers supported. So plug in your account directly with it. It automates your journaling. You can journal all your trades, keep track of all your trades, and they don't sell your data, which was my go-to #1 argument about companies like TraderSync, in case they sell your data and so on. So they don't sell your data at TraderSync. You can go check my link out down below. Trade Ideas, use code PRAD15, gives you 15% on Trade Ideas. And also Benzinga Pro, I'm still working on that, but we're gonna be using Benzinga Pro to help us with the news and earnings dissemination right off the bat, instead of being a little bit delayed because of because of TradingView and how TradingView works. Those are the 3 software I use. We'll be back tomorrow, pretty much the same time, 4 o'clock. So stay tuned for that. Lots of things in plan. I am planning to release a video about what exactly happened at the Trader TV Live and my trading journey, my first 3 years at my first ever prop firm, what I learned, how I grew from it, what I'm looking for in the future, and where I plan to go. So I am going to be filming that video and dropping it sometime before the end of this month, so watch out for that one. It will not be a live video, but I will be premiering that video live, meaning that you guys will all be able to sit in a chat room and talk to each other if you come watch that video when it's being premiered. But it will be a video for you guys to watch offline whenever you want. So I'm excited to make that video, kind of put my side of the story out, and whoever wants to chime in on their side can chime in on their side. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, go get them, kill them on the markets tomorrow. I like some good trades on the Bitcoin market, on the Zoom stock over here, and Pan W came in with the monster move. Look out for Pan W. I think Pan W will give you a monster trade tomorrow. Nvidia with the crazy move today. I think we see some more craziness coming in on Nvidia before earnings, which is on Wednesday after hours, and I can't wait to cover that move for you guys. Peace, good night, trade safe.